Next day, Fred went to fit a weathercock on a church up in the hills.
Mending church spires, you know, is nice and peaceful. Sort of, you know, there's nobody mithering you and there's no big wagons racing round the bottom of church spire. And things a lot quieter and nicer, you know, and you forget all about the bloody world outside, you know, where everything's racing about like lunatics. Some of these church spires, they're very hard to get up, like there's all sorts of gargoyles sticking out of them and you can soon knock some off, you see. We don't want to do it like that, you know, like the vicar wouldn't be pleased. In the very olden days, you know, like these fellas who wanted to do something for the glory of God, you know, like stuck up a bloody great church spire. Majority of them round where we live are, you know, 1870 odd and 1880s and round about that Victorian era. Most of them were erected by colliery owners and mill owners, and I think they built them to pave the way into heaven. You know, they weren't all bad men, but they lived on other people's misery, didn't they, you know? Everybody working hard, you know, digging bloody coal in a slit underground 2 foot thick, and sort of they lived in, you know, in beautiful mansions, you know. The few that made everybody else suffer. Do you like it?
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh,
how long did it take you to make?
Oh, about 3 days, you know, a lot of sawing round here, see,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
drilling holes, like.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't get any gold leaf, you see. So Mr. Jordan got us some, which, you know, helped the job out. You know.
Well, where did you get it from?
Off some painter fella who got some, you know, hanging in store, like. Right, Donald, let it go.
It must be a pretty precious commodity these days, mustn't
Well,
it?
£12 a boot now.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's, I mean, you can see it's only paid.
Right.
Well, it's less than paper thick.
Yeah.
And it's not very good quality neither, compared with what they used to have in the olden
Yeah.
days. But it'll, you know, it'll still
be all
last.
right. It'll be all right.
It'll last for 20 years. You
Will
know,
it?
It'll still be twinkling
It'll
about.
be our time.
Right. Right, well, I'll go
All
up
right.
there now and we'll see whether it spins round right or
All
not.
right. Do a bit of repair job on those louvers whilst you're at it.
Yeah, well, they're all rotten, them top uns. Sometimes when you're, you know, halfway up side of the tower, where you're climbing up the ladder, you know, bang, bang, bang sort of thing, and bloody great pigeon will come zooming out and nearly knock you off sort of style. Whatever I'm climbing up, I treat it with the greatest of respect because I know the damn thing will kill me if I don't. You know, I'm going to fall off and rattle down the side of a big church spire and break a few fancy bits off on my way, more than likely. And, you know, I'll be no more. It's like half a day out with the undertaker.
Has he got any kindness?
No,
Nothing at all.
Get to rely on it too much.
I believe in God. I sometimes have a feeling that he might know me as, you know, that's him who climbs up these, you know, my church spires. Sort of some days he don't like me, I know, when it rains. You drive 20 miles to a big chimney and just get there and get up the top and the heavens open and you might as well have stopped at home in bed. Whereas, you know, on the other hand, you know, he don't let me fall off and things of that nature. Or drop anything and kill anybody, you know. My wife, Alison, says to me, you'll never fall off, you know, there's somebody watching you somewhere. She says, I'm better off up there than I am on floor, as you might say. Because quite often I trip over things on floor.
Right, send it up.
This particular weathercock, you know, I made in the backyard at home, sort of style. I once made a Gabriel blowing his horn, but we made the horn part too narrow and the bloody thing fell off in a storm. So now it's a bit unbalanced, and when it's blowing hard, it spins round like a windmill. Wonder a lot about what happens to you after you're dead, you know. But I don't know. There's lots of people with more brains than me who, you know, think that there is this wonderful place somewhere. My sort of ideal of heaven would be somewhere where nobody did any fighting, nobody were hungry, and there were plenty for everybody. You know, my little bit of it would be just to be left alone with a big pile of rusty steam engines and enough iron plate for mend them, like, sort of thing. You know, it would be quite wonderful, that, you know, because you wouldn't have to worry about where your next dinner were going to come from, you know, and you could just get on with, you know, mending these ancient relics forever.